Towards the end it all is all alone in her room. She cries the way she feels inside. So, hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with the VeVe OMI Definity DEVVE update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and super thanks button, super chats down below as well. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. What the heck? Okay, just give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. To tell them interrupting my live for this. My live. Anyway, we've got a bit to go over today. Which VeVe collectibles will grow the most during self-custody? OMI, Definity, daCat, DEVVE, FIAS, and all that jazz. Yeah, it's a question. I don't know. Also, I do want to get out of the way. I'll wait till other people get here to address the other stuff. There's an emoji space going on. I keep getting tagged in it. I guess emoji's doing something. Right now is doing a space. Emoji's actually doing a big space on Sunday. Is actually the return of non-fungible wonderful. Emoji's big space on Sunday is going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be there for a little bit until I go live here. I currently don't have a podcast scheduled for that day. I was supposed to have Anthony Francisco on today. He had a bunch of pop-up stuff all hit him at once. So we are going to do it sometime in March. We are going to go over his new game, his work on Stitch Boy. He's the creator of Baby Groot and the designer of the Dora Milaje. So he's just an awesome, awesome person. He's been on the podcast before. He's pretty great. He's very expensive though, so unfortunately he will not do. He will not. I was not able to get him to do a daCat cover because, again, he's very well known. He's very good, and that would have been a lot. But for the next one, I think I can. As the brand grows, I think maybe I could offer him equity too. But you know what? I'll take 1% equity, something like that. I don't know. Well, 1% might be too much. We'll see. I actually don't. I forget what he charges. I know it's a lot. I remember one time I had one of my friends knows Todd McFarlane, and I was like, "Should reach out to him?" He'd charge like in the 5 figures to do a cover art for a comic. I was like, "Tell him I'll give him." I was going to give him 10% of the daCat IP. He declined, which is fine. I bet he wishes he would have done it now. Anyway, much love for Todd McFarlane. Dude's a beast. Love him. Maybe if he sees this, he can reach out and we can do another deal, or our first deal because we haven't done a deal yet. Anyway, what's going on with the price today? Let's start with OMI. Let's see what it's at. It's down about 2.5% to 0001277. I messed up here. The thumbnail on this is from Crypto Robbery, Rob McFly, saying, "I recently bought my 7th partner statue because I heard VeVe Magic has 6. She doesn't know it, but I'm winning. Am I Charlie Sheen in 2006? Because winning, I forget what year that became popular. It was in the mid 2000s. Anyway, why I did not. How many more listings are there here? Can I get one for? Might buy another one. Might buy a uncommon first appearance Gwen Stacy. Not the Gwen Stacy in the comic. It's Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's 31. I don't know which amazing. And also, backer be okay. There we go. There we go. Yes, $2.75. It isn't, and the transaction failed. Okay, well, I'll get back to that. I'll go back to that later. Also, I'm getting like 5,000 points yesterday, and I'm still a Diamond 1. Whose butt do I have to kiss to become a master collector again? Apparently, other people's. So the big news. I'll try to go live tomorrow morning. It's Pokemon Day tomorrow. I don't want to go live tomorrow morning. It's Pokemon Day, but we have a really cool drop. It's the Akomi Secret Rare logo that if you have one, you have the opportunity to craft it. No MCP points, but $65, which is fine. And if you do that, you get a circular, I get a gold coin from Agoro. It's a Comey secret rare coin. And then on the you can use that to redeem a physical, which if it's half an ounce of silver, it's worth it at least for the silver that's in it. But again, this is a big collectible because Agoro tends to mint in the like, let's say with this one. Now, granted, this is Darth Vader. Darth Vader's cool as heck, right? But in it is a, now this is one of 500. This is probably worth a couple hundred because I mean, there's not that much silver that's in it. Most of it comes from the scarcity, but well, how many? Oh, it's 5 grams of silver. Okay, how much? I'm pretty sure a gram of silver is not that much. This might be like 20 bucks. All right. How much per gram? Consider that it is $2.80. So yeah, it's about $14 just for the silver that's in it. The reason why this is a couple hundred is 1, it's Darth Vader, and 2, it's a 1 of 500. So there are a tier 1 where it's 1 of 3450. There's a tier 2, which is 1 of 1,000. You're getting scarcer, and then the tier 3, 1 of 500. And then the tier 4, which is 1 of 50, and that is probably well over 1,000. And that's 5 grams of gold. That might actually be gram of gold. That might actually be. Oh wow, yeah. So 166. So that's like $800 ish. 830. Did it for the just for the gold that's inside of it. Which is insane. So yeah, you're getting dollars, ubu bucks if you got that gold. But again, these I'm pretty sure were sold out. Anyway, they again, it's for the collectability, and granted, it's Darth Vader. There's a bunch of other ones, but there's no. All right, let's compare these two. Oh, okay, well, the Comey Secret Rare, it's cool, but it's not Darth Vader. You know, like Darth Vader's like the biggest villain of all time. You're correct, but there's also another 5. There's also another 4,500 Darth Vaders. If we compare the 1 of 500, there's not 4,500 other secret other Akomi coins. So I feel like that, you know, we should bring that up as a point. VeVe and Akomi are not these big. Oh, I mean, VeVe supposed to do the reverse merger. I've been like a freaking. What am I here? Don't care about that. Okay, ORKT news. I've been Googling ORKT news like a madman because I'm like waiting for the new update. Because originally it was supposed to be, hey, they had an LOI signed, and it was supposed to be by the 28th. They were supposed to have that news. I don't know. Will they do it tomorrow on Pokemon Day? That would be cool. That'd be a good omen. But then, you know, on the 28th they have it, or does it get delayed? Does it not get done? I don't know. I mean, in my experience with stocks, anytime there is any type of news, especially when Yahoo News picks it up, Yahoo Finance, you know, everything, there tends to be a lot of eyes on it. And again, on the week that it was announced, 2.5 weeks ago, give or take, we had like 1,500 new users. We had 100-ish new users last week. I don't have the numbers yet this week. Also, it is getting harder to determine the actual new users. You don't get the CSV file from Stacker. They don't do that yet on Collect Chain. But we can still see the new users coming in. We can't see the active daily ones, just the new signups and all that, and the transactions as well. The transactions have been going up also. But anyway, so that's the news for tomorrow. I'll go over it a little bit more in depth, a little more comparisons tomorrow when we go and mint. Tune in tomorrow. I think I'll be live 10:45 a.m. tomorrow. And then I have other stuff. I have a lot of other stuff. Also, happy birthday, Tammy. Tammy's birthday is today. Good for her. We love her. She's great. But yeah, why I messed up. The reason I brought up the Okomi Secret Rare logo is because it's like one of the first things that you see on Stacker, because 7 of them have sold today. The lowest was 800. The highest was like $1,200 or $1,300. So now it's got a floor of about $1,500. And it's a cash that's got a it's 12 million OMI. It's about just over 1,500, and then it goes to 1,600. And listen, I'm not going to sell mine, right? Like unless this goes to like $5,000, I'm not selling mine. I can't. Sanjay would kill me. Like Sanjay would come in and be like, Randy, buy my shares back. I don't know. He would like dissolve his own YouTube holdings from me. He would. I don't know. But at $5,000, you know, I feel like you gotta do what you gotta do. But at 1,500, I can't. Not worth it. But other people though, you know, would it be? It depends. I'm very, very lucky because I don't have the, like a lot of the people that are in that Okomi Secret Rare network that you can really only access and talk to is if you have an Okomi Secret Rare logo. I could probably reach out to them all personally, and it can kind of not make my own group, but just anyone I want to talk to, I pretty much can. A lot of other people don't have that option, and that network is definitely worth something. So if you are, I mean that's got to be worth. I don't know how to quantify that, because it's not just a group of red hat. Like there's 200. I don't know if I could say exactly how many, but a couple hundred people there, and it's not just like a group of 200, like let's say like, you know, adult video gamers like I am. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but they're all fairly successful in their own, and you could, and everyone, including me, learns a lot there. But if it's like, hey, bro, I just need the cash, AI can teach me stuff. Okay, yeah, not bad. Now, and it's like, well, what do I get if I have it? You know, if I have it, I have to spend 65 gems tomorrow. It's like, okay, yes, you do. But then again, it's worth it just for the physical content. Like you can sell, it's one of 500, so you could probably sell that for a couple $100, 2 million OMI, give or take, you know, and then you get the physical on top. So I think it's worth it to have. Most likely, the Secret Rare Okomi logo though will probably go down after that. Now it might still go up before it goes down. I mean, it might hit 2K. Like if somebody's really like, it's one of 500, you know, you do what you got to do. And like, there's some people that don't really care about the money. There's like, oh, I'll just pay this $1,500 now, and then I'll sell it, you know, after I mint it tomorrow, which again, a lot of people are going to do. So you might not be able to sell it for what you bought it for. But again, people probably won't care. They'll just be like, listen, I just want the coin. What do I have to do if we get the coin? Like I remember when Red's Pikachu came out, like the trainer card, the Pokemon trainer cards going way back. And you have these people, like in order to get the card, like the Red Pikachu's trainer card, you had to buy 5 packs of Pokemon cards. And I remember there was this shop that just, they ran out of the packs of Pokemon cards. They still had the Reds trainers, and like, listen, guys, I can't like just like give this to you. Like it's in the weird Pokemon guidelines and rules that like I have to sell you like 5 packs. And the guys are just like, bro, just give me 5 pieces of foil. I don't give a fudge. Like I just want the card. Like I will pay you for non-existent packs. Just give me the card. You know, okay. I feel like the people that want to collect these, and again, right now we're small, 1,000 plus users every day, depending. You know, are half of them, and again, there's, let's say half of, you know, 250-ish in the Okomi Secret Rare group. They're all probably going to mint. But there's some people that maybe they don't really see the value in that group or that, but they know that VeVe and Okomi are just going to go nuts at some point. And again, I did a whole live on it yesterday, why VeVe is going to be like the breakout company of 2026. I don't think anyone on Wall Street knows it yet, but they will. Anyway, some people are just going to want the coin. Like those same two Pokemon trainers, they just want Res Pikachu's card. They just want the card. Some people are just going to want the coin. They don't care what they have to pay to get it because it's one of 500. Now, will some of them go in and just buy stuff off the market or buy from someone? Yeah, they could do that. And they might. Anyway, that is not why I hecked up today. Oh, there you go. All right, let's get to some of the comments here. What's up, Energy? Get that bread. Hey, the Doomie Comes. Happy Pokemon Day. It's Pokemon Day for you, not for me. 3 hours, 45 minutes. I had an iced tea. I was going to drink it. You know what? I don't need it. I'm fat. I don't need the iced tea. We must stay focused, gentlemen. We must stay focused. Smart Guy says, what's up? Echo saying, what's up? Baby Zombie saying, yo. Smart Guy saying, I reminded people to buy a Comey logo before when the time is right. When a Comey goes up, this logo will do wonders. Don't do the mistake of not buying like a VeVe logo. It's a good point. VeVe logo is like 4K, 5K. All right. Anyway, enough about the Comey logo. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Excuse me. Double excuse me. Big thing today, partner statue. It's for me. So again, which VeVe collectible will grow during self-custody? You can take a look at, again, I love trends. I love data. And you can tell on any given day what's selling. Now, not all of these are like, I mean, they're all sale. They all do get bought and sold, but like this amazing Spider-Man, the AF-15, valued at what, $5,000, $6,000? One was sold for $1,000. How did that happen? Someone, I mean, I'm not even gonna. Someone probably like, all right, here's the deal. I'll sell you this for $1,000 if you sell me that for this amount, and that stuff like that happens all the time. Because again, there's no trading, there's no off-app deals. It's just like, hey, I can't just send this via whatever. Even once we get self-custody, it's not gonna be able to do that because that royalty is baked in. But again, that stuff happens, and again, I think even the licensors, like, as long as our stuff sells, we don't care. As long as they get the royalty, they don't care. But the partner statue, there was one sale, 8 million OMI, $1,000 hairs. Now the floor is 9.1. Partner statue sells 2 out of every 3 days. So pretty much out of every 3 days, you have 2 sell. So about 20-ish a month, give or take. A little bit more. But the one that was bought by moi, and it was a 3-digit, 697. And I mean, I bought like so these I bought at like $800, the 4-digit ones. And I probably should sell one of them now. But again, the basis for this live, which VeVe Collectible will grow the most during self-custody. YouTube needs longer things because I was gonna write like an essay. When I had 0 partner statues, I was saying that partner statue was one of the most important collectibles in NFTs in general, not just on VeVe. A lot of people don't really recognize it yet. They don't know it, but again, unless you're like, even if you're just keeping your finger on the pulse, like if you're not deep in the weeds like I am, you still probably have heard that self-custody is called. Even if you only check out Twitter like once in a while, you've probably heard of it. And most likely what those people think is probably like, yeah, I feel like they told us this before, just like they told us it was going to be, the migration to Immutable X would take a couple weeks. And that took like, insane amount of, there's a lot of things that VeVe says that most of which they do, but, it takes a while and sometimes they don't do it. Again, that's just from an outside person's point of view. Obviously being here and just watching their every move, they have gotten so much better. It's just a completely different company now. It's so, and obviously you still have the same people that are there. David and Dan are running things, and had some great additions. Like you have MC over there, you have Old Rhubarb, you have Foster over on Akomi, more on him later. You have VeVe Magic over there as events coordinator. So this is like a really, really good, picking from, it's like VeVe goes, picking from the fam. When VeVe does that, it's very similar to when Tesla and SpaceX pick from like colleges. Where do the leading engineers want to go every year? The number 1 and 2 companies that new graduating engineers want to work at is Tesla and SpaceX. I don't think any new graduating engineer like is psyched to go try and work for Ford. They don't. It's like, so Tesla gets the pick from like their pick of the freaking litter, and VeVe gets that too. Again, like they had that guy. I forget his name. I forgot his name. I'm sure he did well. The guy that was senior product lead dev. He made a post on LinkedIn saying like, "Hey, been at VeVe for a few years. My time is setting, or the sun is setting on my time there, and just looking for other work. Here's what I can do." You don't make a post like that if it was your decision to leave. You usually, again, any person that's been in the workforce for a while, work their salt. They go and they have another job lined up before they leave. So what does that tell me? That tells me that either VeVe can afford to like cut and scale back because of the fact that AI is helping, but it also tells me that maybe he justifies the salary. Maybe he does the work that justifies it, and maybe it has nothing to do with AI, or maybe it's that it's a job to him. He does and again, I don't know that story. Maybe he just had to move. Maybe he just had something where, like I don't know. I'm just giving these other scenarios. But if I'm an employer, and again, I don't know what happened with that particular person, so let's forget him for now. If I'm an employer and I see someone that's like, they do their 40 hours a week, and I know nowadays it's like 30, 32 hours a week. And I hate being this boomer that's like, yeah, the younger generation just doesn't want to work. I hate being like that because I'm workaholic. And the girl I had on yesterday, Violetta, love this girl. We just have this like same work ethic where it's just like, love the process, love being stressed, love it. And it's taken years off my life, but I still love it. Oh man, I'm really missing that iced tea. Who do you want working for you? Do you want someone that's like, they're there for their time, they're there for the paycheck, they're there, they'll do the work and they'll do it maybe without complaining? Or do you want someone that, hey, I'm here, they did their time, but then they stay late and then they go above and beyond? Maybe not even necessarily because they think that one day it might gain them favor with the boss. Maybe they just do it because for the love of the game. When I was in high risk lending, I worked with people that went to Ivy League. I had worked with people that went to Ivy League schools. I worked with people of all backgrounds. I worked with people that were, by every right, should have been more successful than me. Some on paper were definitely smarter than me. Why did I make more money than pretty much everyone there? I just outworked everyone. I was the first one there. I was the last one to leave. Because some people, they only worked so they could pay their bills. I remember people there that were there for a couple hours a day. They're great salesmen. And sometimes they didn't show up at all. But they could sell, they could close, and they worked so they could pay their bills. If you want to do that, cool. I remember times in the pandemic where I had friends that were just, I had 2 groups of friends in this position. I had a lot of groups of friends, but 2 groups of friends in this position where suddenly you had to work from home. And then their 30, 40-hour work week turned into like a 10 or 12-hour work week. So what did they do? They worked from home. They did what work was required, 10, 12, 15 hours. Then they hecked off the rest of the time. Went to the beach, played with the dog, they watched movies, got to the video game, got no hobby. Cool, live your life, bro. Live your life. I have no qualms, no issues with that, but the people that I respect a lot are the people that I have this job where I'm working from home, it's remote because, pandemic. I have maybe 10, 15 hours worth of work a week. So what do? I got another job. I didn't leave this one for that one. I just got another one. Now I'm collecting 2 salaries. And then they're doing more work on the side. Like they were grinding. I freaking love people like that. I love people that go in and they just like, one group of people sees the opportunity of rest and relaxation and leisure. Cool. Your work, like, again, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But the people that I vibe with a lot is people that see that opportunity. Even people that don't like challenges. They don't like stuff. It's like, freaking love challenges. Why is every challenge, every problem is an opportunity to show your value, show your worth, and then again, get a leg up on the competition. You don't get good at your job by only doing the bare minimum. You get good at your job by like doing it and doing it as often as possible. So I remember one time I was going to Jiffy Lube, was getting oil change, whatever, getting something changed. And the guy that was changing my oil was in a Dunkin' Donuts shirt. It was like, we're in the wrong shirt. He's like, I just came from my shit from Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, I freaking love you, man. Give big tip, because again, he was hustling. So again, VeVe has, I assume, dozens and dozens of employees, and I'm not part of VeVe in any way. I mean, I'm an affiliate. Use my link down below. Use my code down below to sign up if you haven't, because you should. You should want to be on VeVe because it's great. And I know VeVe is a place to collect what you love, and I do collect what I love. But you can be damn sure I'm gonna be making a fudge ton of money with it as well. Anyway, in any company that I'm a part of, and I don't even know if I've told this to David, but any company that I'm a part of, I always try to make sure, one, that there's like no HR, two, that there is quarterly reviews and they get to see the bottom 10%. Why are you the bottom 10%? Why are you underperforming, or at least not performing at your best, at your peak? Sometimes there's reasons for that. A lot of times there's not. Give them the opportunity to get out of that bottom 10%. And if they don't, give them the boot. Now, again, VeVe, I assume, has dozens and dozens of employees. And I assume all of them are great. I assume all of them, I don't want to say any names, but I know people there that are just like, not just their job, but like do it above and beyond. And I'll say this too. At least just the ones that I know of, it's VeVe Magic, my collectibles, and Old Rhubarb. I love them. They are, from what I can tell, going above and beyond. Because I've seen MC on Spaces like every day. I know what Magic does, and Old Rhubarb, because again, his wife is a vet, and vets don't marry slobs, like right? Vets don't marry like people that are like users. I'm pretty sure, just from the times I've met him, that he's a hard worker. Anyway, I can only speak for the ones that I've seen and I've met. But I guarantee you, there's probably people at VeVe there that are just like, I'm just here for the paycheck. And VeVe is in this unique area of opportunity where they don't have to just settle. They could, like, I assume they have multiple people trying to vie for every single one of those jobs. Kind of Vampire has a new VeVe suite. Let's go to the VeVe. Thank you. Let's see what they have. Collectors, a quick heads up, we're introducing a new payment provider on VeVe. You may see some changes at checkout, including regional taxes where applicable, but they also unlocks exciting future features like discounts and special offers. Get full details here. Okay, introducing Clever Bridge as this new payment provider to support regional taxes, enable future discounts and promotions starting February 26, 2026. That is today. This was edited 3 times. What the give me 1 second here. Shit. I think Adam Weitzman just got hacked. I think Adam Weitzman definitely just got hacked. So guys, be advised, the Adam White, 1 second here. Fudge. No. No, give me 1 sec, give me 1 sec, give me 1 sec, give me 1 sec. What's the thing called? Tequila, right? Gotta warn him. Gotta warn him. Message. The fudge is his name. Charge. Okay, that's January 28th. I have to go back to my text messages from that time. Okay, maybe that's okay. Just bother. Didn't. God, why do things capitalize on their own? Else to call. Okay. All right, let's get back to this VeVe news. All right, what's changing? When you complete a purchase in the VeVe store, you may notice some slight changes. The process will be simple and secure, but depending on where you're collecting from, you may now see regional taxes applied at checkout. We know that clarity matters, so applicable taxes will be clearly displayed before you confirm your purchase. No surprises. Why we're making this update. This actually, let me go in and requote this quote. Let's talk about the new update at VeVe just gave us. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. No, I don't want that. Okay. This upgrade is about building a more flexible foundation for the future of VeVe. Our new payment provider allows us to support regional tax requirements and unlock features down the track, including discounts, promotional offers. Okay, they said this like 3 times already. Last part is big. The new system in place will be able to introduce added functionality that creates more ways for you to engage with the fandoms you love. Think special offers, limited time promotions, new kinds of rewards. We're investing in checkout experience that will allow us to provide better value to the community. What this means for collectors, for most of you, the change will be barely noticeable. For some regions, local taxes may now be included in financial purchase amount. These are government-imposed taxes that apply based on your location, and we're required to collect them where relevant. We're committed to being upfront and clear about additional costs, and you'll always see the total before confirming your purchase. You may also change to the look and content of the email confirmations you receive. Looking ahead, VeVe has always been more about owning digital collectibles. Okay, facts. Why is VeVe changed payment provider? Upgrading to improve the checkout experience, flexibility. Who's the new payment provider? Clever Bridge. Act as a merchant of record for applicable fiat transactions. Will I see changes at checkout? Yes. When is the change happening? 26th. So tonight. Should be soon. Bitcoin at 67K. Space Penguin saying, let's go. I can love the Space Penguin. We love them. Why am I being charged tax? Why am I being charged tax? Taxes suck. In some regions, digital goods are subject to local taxes. Where required, these taxes must be collected at the time of purchase. If applicable to your region, the tax amount will be shown clearly before you confirm your order. This is going to be horrible for some people. Let's see what America says. Will this affect the price on drops? Will the price of a comic or collectible remain the same? However, if your region requires tax to be applied, your final checkout total may be higher to reflect that requirement. Is my payment information still secure? Yes, security and trust are central to everything we build. Your payment provider meets strict industry standards to ensure information remains protected. Will this enable discounts or promotions in the future? Yes, one of the biggest benefits of the new system is added flexibility. Opens the door to features like discounts, special offers, and other promotional tools that we are excited to explore. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to see where that takes us. I'm very curious. Like tomorrow, we'll see tomorrow morning. Where like it's gonna be 65 gems for the drop. What added taxes will we have to incur? Be advised, this is not on VeVe. VeVe has done nothing wrong here. It's on your blame your governments, and I am all about blaming governments. This is on the government. Government wants their cut. They want their piece and everything. Government sucks, but you know, it's what we got to do. Again, VeVe's doing nothing wrong here. We can't expect them to incur these costs. So they are going to pass this on to the healthy consumer, like most other businesses would. They are not going to have to lower the drop prices. They won't. I'll be the first. Like, why? There's no need. Again, this is on the government. This is not on VeVe. VeVe doesn't deserve to take the hit. If people want to not buy because of it, that's on them. Yeah. And again, we don't know how big the taxes are. Like, be advised, even if it's like 10%, okay, a $7 drop will still be pretty cheap. It'll be $7.70. But again, each their own. I know sometimes it's about the principle of the thing. You want to be principled and be like, not doing it? More power to you. On you. Okay, we had a lot of Batman_Mike with your is that a Batman who laughs? Oh, that's pretty dope. Bill Gardner. Oh, my back. Oh, my other back. Okay. Dabs. That's why I didn't buy those silver. Content was a little low for me. Fair. Peace Splint says, hey Randy, I noticed Venom Carnage number 3 secret rare is on the market like 26 gems. No, it's like 46 circulating. You think that's any good? I bought like 2 days ago. Let's take a look. Wait, Venom Carnage number 3. Hold on. It's a number 3. I can't even see the 3rd secret rare. Okay. The top holders. Oh yeah, see, you're the top holder. Got 2 of them. Let me try Carnage number 1. Secret rare. Best-selling series, Symbiote Warfare. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this one looks insane, but it you know, $500 on VeVe doesn't mean that it sold for that. I don't know. Shoot. Fanny says hi, everybody. Fanny says hi. We love her. She's great. We might get her out to do a signing at one of the cons for our for daCat, because we love her and she's a character in there. So, but the number 3, like I don't know how many. One, I don't know how good the book is. Like it might be good. Like it might be a great book. But let me just see the comment of number 1 on how many there are. 577 of them. $10. Like Omaha set hype guy he's always got stuff for sale. I mean, it's probably a good story. Are people going to want? I don't know. I'd have to defer to Sleepin' or Comics and Crypto for this one. I'd have to do that. Comey logo. Well, on the VeVe app, yeah, but on Stacker, I think it's like 1,200 still. Or it was 1,500, but then Bill said he listed his. So, Bill, did yours sell? Bill. I don't know if he still watches, so I'm going to text him. Yeah. I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright, baby. I'ma have the best heck none of my life. I hope it sold. I don't think it did though, because it still says only 7 sold and not 8. Maybe he thought that maybe he delisted. Turtle Gal saying Michael Jackson first appearance comic a grail. What sort of premium for mint 50 since he was 50 years old when he died? I don't know. I don't know how many there are going to be. Probably get one. Like the people that watch me tend to be between the 24 and 45 age range, which I'm smack dab in the middle of, so that makes sense. Um, the older people know better. The younger people might not. I've seen videos where people compare like Beyonce or Taylor Swift to like they call it like Michael Jackson level famous. No one on God's green earth was ever Michael Jackson famous. I grew up on Eminem and like yeah, like when you like saw him at like TRL and girls were like crying that they saw him. I imagine some girls do that same like Justin Bieber. Like every generation has theirs, right? No one has like I know Taylor Swift sells out stuff instantly. I know her posts get hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. Um, Michael couldn't go to basketball game. Like Taylor Swift goes out in public all the time. Like she goes to football games or Travis Kelce. She go and guess what? Nobody loses their shit. Michael Jackson was at a basketball game once, and everyone lost their minds trying to like it's like people in the 90s just couldn't 80s not like it just they didn't have the restraint that they have now. And it was bananas. People would be passing out at like people would see him and pass the F out. So yeah, I'm gonna get one of these because first appearance Michael Jackson on the blockchain. I don't know how many of these there are gonna be. I don't know how can you get a number 50? What is VeVe's they had a post about it. Let's see if there's a cover watch. Oh, so they're doing a also we'll get to that in a second. They're doing a Phoenix Resurrection deal, and I think part of the reason I'm doing that is because we did find out that Sadie Sink, who's known as Max Mayfield over on Stranger Things, we recognize her from that. She is going to be in Peter Parker or Spider-Man's Brand New Day, Spider-Man number 4, Brand New Day, not as May Parker, but as Jean Grey. Like she's going to be a young version of Jean Grey. Like she's not like they're not replacing the older Jean Greys like with her. Like she's really young. She's like 20 years old. So she's going to be a young Jean Grey, not having seen any. Anyway, I just think it's cool that they're hyping up the Jean Grey stuff. Anyway, we'll get back to that. Sorry. Okay, wait. Michael Jackson. Where the heck? Why? Okay, my Twitter budged up for a minute. It's so nice to see VeVe reposting stuff that O'Malley's doing, other YouTubers are doing. That is so good of them. Okay, well beyond his passing in 2009, Michael Jackson remains one of the most adulated and mysterious stars in the world. Discover in this biography mixing comics and documentary chapters how the youngest of the Jackson 5 was propelled to the front of the stage and then onto one of the most extraordinary solo careers in music, the most extraordinary careers in music. Our first graphic novel from NBM, Michael Jackson in comics, drops on Thursday. Oh shit, is that today? Did that drop today? Hold the F on here. Hold the F on. Okay, we're gonna. Did it drop? I didn't know it dropped today. Okay, hold on. We're gonna probably get one right here, unless we can get it off the secondary. Okay, VeVe Comics. No, I didn't want this. Okay, NBM. HOTTO. Oh my God, it is 20 doll hairs. Okay, we're gonna Michael Jackson. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go to VeVe and see how many of these there are. Okay, all right, give me 1 sec. Michael Jackson. Okay, there's only 1,000 of them, but there's 16 in the market. Oh, there's only commons? Oh, there's only commons. Okay. Because there's only 1,000 and they're only commons. Opposite of Nightman. Or is it Nightman? Opposite of Dayman. Okay, Michael Jackson. There are none listed on Stacker at this point. I type in type in Michael Jackson and Alien comes up. Maybe what the heck? All right. Bro, the freaking all right. When Trump said to release the Alien files, the Trump team on TikTok mixed like Trump walking and doing his dance with Katy Perry's like "You're an alien." That was, oh my god, peak freaking humor. Whoever runs that account, give them a heckin' raise. Oh yeah. Is this gonna be good? There's okay. Mint numbers. Yeah, I might be 50. When was he born? 59? When was Michael Jackson born? Oh, 58. He was born in 1958. You can't get 1958, but maybe you can get mint number 58. It is not there. But yeah, like I said, there's shit. 990. So it made like $4,100. It's not bad. Actually, it's $20, right? It's actually $4,600. Hiccups. One time. Heck is this? People message me. I just sometimes don't get it. Anyway. I don't know. This is how long is this freaking comic? I don't know if it says. Does it say? View in details. Discovers biography. The next volume in the Sellout series featuring the Beatles, Rolling Stones, and Bob Marley. Okay, but how many freaking pages is this? He loves me. He loves me not. It doesn't say. Anyway, yeah, Michael, the most popular person on Earth ever. And it cannot be replicated. No one will and dude did this without social media. It was insane, the level of fame that dude had. Pile market odds on an Orange Cloud VeVe update tomorrow. I don't think there are one. Is one? I don't think there is one. I don't think there are odds yet. Can I search VeVe? I don't think VeVe is going to be on here. The VeVe does not come up. If Orange Cloud comes in, Orange Cloud does not come in. Some mega. Oh God. Yeah. So I don't think there is. But if you're asking me what would be the odds, I mean, unless something changed, like their LOI said that we get it by the 28th. So I'd say the odds would be pretty good tomorrow, like be 50-50, right? Either tomorrow or the next day, unless something changed. Maybe they needed to work out other parts of the deal. It fell through. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it did fall through, there would have been articles about it. Like on Yahoo Finance. Like it would have leaked somewhere. So I mean, if it still holds true, maybe tomorrow or the next day, it would be 50-50. But again, stuff can get delayed for various reasons. Maybe that someone didn't file a piece of paperwork or sign something in time. So I don't know. 30%, we'll say. Regional taxes, yep. Bulls the Betty. Yo, everyone, Sagittarius in the house. What up, what up? Bill Gardner saying we've just announced. Yep, they did. Yep, they did get a little more expensive. Not really, they didn't. It's just that they're abiding by taxes and legal stuff, and you have to do that. It's because it's 36 circulating, the rest got burned already. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how much demand there is for that book just yet. Oh, it is on there. Everyone always undercuts me. Poor Bill. All right, let's see what the. My God. We must stay focused, gentlemen. We must stay focused. Okay. The Komi logo is now, drum roll. My shoulders hurt. Okay, what the heck, Stacker? I hit the Akomi logo, and it just didn't show that. Okay, there we go. Still says 1524. Okay, King Pop. I agree. No, yeah, no one was ever even close. Dancing action. It's 190. Okay, so you're getting content. Damn. Okay, so it's probably worth it to get it. All right, what's your favorite MJ song? Thriller, Follow Man in the Mirror. Oh. Bad. Like Just Leave Me Alone. Just Leave Me Alone is really good. They Don't Care About Us, I really like. Dude, I don't know. There's so many to choose from. Thriller, obviously, just iconic. Yeah, I don't know why, but They Don't Care About Us and Just Leave Me Alone, I really like. I'm Bad is good too. You already said Thriller, so I want to pick that one. Or we were going away from KYC, but now we have regional taxes. There are very few people that hate taxes more than me. Probably because I pay so freaking much of them. But you have to do it. This is not VeVe's like okay. Bless me. In an ideal world, nobody would pay taxes, right? Like you have places like South Carolina looking to eliminate taxes, state taxes. Same thing with Florida. Why? Because like look what happens to other places that raise taxes. You have California trying to raise taxes, and the rich are leaving. Very similar with New York. Very similar with a lot of places. So again, very few people hate taxes more than me, but you need to be legally compliant. I've seen firsthand people that did not pay their taxes and their lives are hell for years because the IRS they will come after you. Now, granted, if you're a lowly like make 50K a year and you don't file your taxes for a couple of years, you're probably gonna be fine because the IRS have bigger fish to fry. VeVe's a really big fucking fish, so yeah, they have to be legally compliant, and it's just I wish that the tax man they could go heck off somewhere, but it's a game you have to play. You have to go in and play the game. If you don't pay taxes, you don't do business. Dr. P wanted to go away from it too. Which direction we heading to? Go away from where? Again, KYC is one thing. you know, but taxes is a whole other, like you have to, you can't get out of paying taxes, nor should you want to. You should want to, so long as the, you know, like you just don't want to pay taxes, but you should want to be legally compliant, because I've seen what happens when you're not. And when you're, it's just your life is hell, and the IRS judges every single tax return for the rest of your life with prejudice. And you do not want that. You don't want that bad juju. They even make a joke about it in Batman the Animated Series, where Joker says, like, I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No way. Why? Because again, they got Capone, they will get you. Anywho, let's continue. Appreciate it. Meow 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 meow. All right, let's see if Adam's X was restored. Do 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 do. Hey, looks like his X was restored. Oh nope, it's not. It was not. Rip and pasta. Poor Adam. Okay, new character, very good, very good. Okay, where were we? Bruh, MetaMask, Mouse card have now have a card. I think decentralized. That is freedom, not this. You realize that if you have a card, like, and that's assigned to someone, right? And the government sees that, right? And gonna have to, like, whenever a new technology happens, like again, blockchain, people got away with that for years. Yeah, you can get away with, like that's why Epstein loved Bitcoin. Why? Because like you can move money around throughout the world and not have to pay taxes on it. Epstein was one of the worst horrendous criminals like ever. So I hate that, you know, for a time, at least on the subject of Bitcoin and its technology, that everyone that liked Bitcoin and versus decentralization was on the same side. But again, the government does catch up. The government is feckless, but they are not always 100% incompetent. And again, like, there will be more regulations coming, and everyone's going to have to pay more taxes. That's like one of the only guarantees in life, right? Like death and taxes. Aside from that, there are no guarantees. Those are the only two things: death and taxes. Yeah, bad times. I wish it wasn't, but that's just unfortunately the reality we live in, and everyone's. Yeah, if you've been skating on by, maybe you can enjoy it for a little while longer. Unfortunately / unfortunately for those of us that, you know, have done fairly well in life, yeah, there's a penalty. It's called taxes. So if you want to pay less, maybe move to a state that does not have state ones or has lower taxes, or a country. I think Singapore is really good with that. You know, you have to, yeah, depends on where you are. Anyway, let us, who just messaged me here? Oh geez. Try to get authenticate. Very good. Video collectibles that will grow during self-custody. I've been talking for an hour and I've barely talked about what was in the title. I feel like I have a little bit. I think I was talking about why VeVe has their pick of the litter, and yeah, like because they have their pick of the litter, they'd probably go in and hire someone that would take less money, that would work more hours for them. Because most people, I feel like in general, this is like, again, broad strokes here, broad generalization. Be like, hey, if the boss asks them to do something, or if work asks them to do something, am I getting paid for it? You know, like some people be like, yeah, I'll do it. And again, you could be loyal to the wrong person. You could go in and be like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. And then they give the promotion to someone else. They don't see your hard work. Okay, you wasted that time. Cool. Learn when to cut. You know, cut them loose. But a lot of other times, for me, that's almost always worked out. Almost. Again, there's been times where I've been loyal to the wrong person or company. Don't do the right thing. But again, I've been very, especially in my adult life, I've been very lucky. In fact, there was really only 2 leaders in the military that were just absolute pieces of shit that I ever, worked for or worked under. The rest, I was very, very lucky. They were awesome. The rest were really awesome. I should have a few of them on. I've had a couple on already. Yeah, the people that are doing stuff on their days off, doing stuff and they don't have to, like the workhorses. And again, like I'm coming at it from a different point of view because I'm the business owner. I'm never really the employee. But again, you have partnerships and stuff. Anyway, going back to that's why I went and got a partner statue. Like it wasn't just any part; it was a 3-digit at below floor. I didn't want to do it, and so here's another reason why the content creators we have right now in late February of 2026 are not going to be the same content creators we have in a year from now. Bro, is Stacker on the fritz? Okay, no, there we go. What I mean by that, give me one sec. How is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Yum, 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 yum. Hopefully that is good for you. Oh, little Bambi. Look at this little thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could not show that. Bro, that little I was gonna show the Bambi and then oh my god, that so this is a channel called Nature is Metal. And that was metal AF. Bro, there are like such fucking haters in the, and of course it's a guy that's like never fucking done anything. All right, anyway. Rare, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh. No. Oh man, the guy who the guy who fucking who hacked into Adam Weitzman's ex is just on a again, guys, be advised, the epic awesome person that is Adam Weitzman has gotten hacked, and do not look at his stuff that he's sharing right now because it is all BS. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. We are yet to make money back, and this is happening. Okay, if you're talking about the VeVe stuff, I'm going to want to say this as I understand where you're coming from. It's like, hey, a lot of people struggling out there, and they try to, make an investment, which is their prerogative, make an investment in VeVe and maybe OMI and whatever, and then it's like because the bear market has been so brutal, and like you say, the bull is nowhere near to be found. And I lost my bull long back. Please, someone find my bull. Yeah, so I understand that. And again, this is not like VeVe can't help this. They legally have to do this. So that's just, again, kind of got to take it in perspective here. If VeVe didn't have to do this, they wouldn't. But as of right now, yeah, it's just something they got to do. Anyway, move on. This is what. All right, so the YouTubers and content creators that are here right now, some of them will probably stay. I hope all of them stay, right? But there's going to be a lot more content creators coming in. Why? I don't know if we've bottomed for VeVe yet. I think we have. I think with news of this reverse merger, if it goes through and VeVe gets listed on NASDAQ, you have a bunch more eyes on us. I can't say this for sure because I don't know, but I'm just going to go with probabilities here. Apparently at D23, 2025 maybe, or 2024, within the last couple of years, the new CEO of Disney, who was just I think the president of the parks at the time, was there walking around and went up to VeVe Magic and was like, hey, how's the booth doing today? You know, she was working the booth, she had the VeVe stuff on. And they, so you could either make that the assumption that, okay, he's one of the presidents of one of the companies, one of the people that's going to go in and maybe vying for the job. It's his job to know, you know, what's there. He's passionate about it. Maybe he, you know, apparently he's very approachable. Like at parks, like he doesn't mind people coming up. Like he loves that type of stuff. He just, again, he's just a fan. I mean, obviously he's like the guy at Disney now, right? But again, started off as just a fan and will probably always be a fan. Probably love the stuff that comes out. I think he talked about Hoppers recently, which I want to go see. And that's probably what it was. No, that based on what he said about AI and how it should be a tool that Imagineers should use, if you take him at his word, that means he is open to the idea of it and maybe, you know, should be a little cautious about it, use that as a tool, not replace Imagineers. But if you go deep, it's like, okay, he definitely knows that a bunch of people hate AI, especially a lot of people that love Disney. So even though that, let's say you have, I don't know how many Imagineers, let's say there's 1,000 Imagineers. I don't know. There could be 100, could be 10,000. Let's just say it's 1,000. He probably knows that, like, okay, you don't get to a CEO, you don't get to this type of CEO level without knowing about the Pareto distribution, where 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And now with the advent of AI, he's probably thinking, okay, I know that with AI, 80% of the work can definitely be done by 20% of the people, if not, you know, like 10% of the people. Sometimes there's another formula where it's the square root of whatever, like let's say if there's 100 people, the square root of that, which would be 10. Okay, that's the amount of people that do most of the work. But because, again, he's very aware about the complaints around AI in its current form, he has to say this type of thing. But again, that leads me to believe that he's very, very in the know about a lot of the big tech. Again, he has to be in this point. And he's open, and not just open, but actively embracing new futures. This is one of the reasons why I got mocked for this back in the day, mercilessly, where I was like, Warren Buffett's got it wrong. He was the most incredible investor for a time in his lifetime, but a lot of those gains were gotten from inside information. And then after they passed a law or rule about I forget what it was called, about the inside info, the amount of returns he got was really no greater than that of the S&P. So when he said he would never buy Bitcoin and he said he would never buy Tesla, I immediately called out, like, nope, he's wrong. Well, and again, this was in like 2020, 2019, like whatever. Everyone's like, yeah, bro, yeah, you're right and Buffett's wrong. Like, I'm sure of it. I mean, look at the prices where they were then, where they are now. All I'm going to say. Anyway, so this type of Josh, to a 20-year-old, he's old. To the rest of the world, average young guy, can be in this position for 20, 30 years if he wants. Because he's so, I think, attuned to what's going on, at least with technology-wise, and is sensitive to other people's emotions about it, I have to believe that if he has that type of view on AI, he has a similar view on NFTs and blockchain. And again, he knew who VeVe was even as of 2 years ago. And because, again, you have to be super intelligent and super like you can't just be good at one thing to get to his level. People can be super good at one thing and get to certain levels in their field, but you have to be super good at so many things to get to that type of level of that type of company. So I have to believe that if he comes at NFTs and blockchain the same way that he did with AI, he would be very silly not to have invested. I'm not saying in the company, although he might have that too. Maybe not the token, but definitely the collectibles. What was that one quote from, I forget his name? Whenever you can, put a company in your mouth. Multiple examples of people working for, let's say, like Home Depot, White Castle, wherever where you get stock options. And you get stuff put in your retirement, whatever. And what do people do? They buy their own stock. They buy their own product. And if he's a guy at Disney that's so into like AI, or at least into it enough where he seems to understand it at least a very basic level, but probably more than he's letting on, I guarantee you he knows as much, if not more, about blockchain because it's been around a lot longer. And because that makes so much money for the company, I'm going to sit here and say that he's probably got a healthy amount of collectibles, at least the Disney Golden Moment. Because again, they had been around for a few years at that point. Now, maybe I don't know if it'd be like sacrilegious. Like, remember that dude that like people that work for Pepsi aren't allowed to drink Coca-Cola. Maybe on principle, he doesn't have Todd Batman. He doesn't have Riso. Maybe he doesn't have any of the other stuff. Will he buy daCat? Hope he does. Would love to one day work with Disney in a type of crossover. Anyway, so I believe that over the next year, after the merger goes through, and we have so many people come in, and again, because there's going to be, again, collect what you love, but there's going to be a ton of money to be made. And it's not just the money. I mean, the money's great, right? But it's about the network. It's about I probably shouldn't even talk about this. I need a drink. I haven't had a drink in a minute. Was it? I haven't had a drink in 2 weeks, and I'm very proud of myself for that. But my lordy, I feel like I need one now. I'll have a drink when Adam comes on. I don't know when that'll be because X was just hacked. Is there? Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Sorry, give me 1 sec. I need a double Jesus. Sell, totally sell. Even more because tomorrow it went up a lot. Again, pay no attention to Adam Weitzman. Let me get to this comment first. Comments. There's already paying taxes, excluding purchase. Now it's just it's completely different. The tax is always on the individual, and now they just want it up front. Almost says, hey, Randy and fam, D23 2024. He knew VeVe. Okay, so it was about almost a year and a half. I'm on my way to fill your bags. When I first saw your name, I didn't think the FYB stood for fill your bags. Thought it was something else. Like, oh, you little cray over there. He wilding out there. But anyway, Crazy Dan 4 times. Did you make a clip saying VeVe holders will be getting shares in Orange Cloud? No, but let me see the Orange Cloud. I think that's probably a way. I can't remember if that was a article. Orange Cloud Technology Inc., Orange Cloud Company, Singapore-based technology company offering blah, 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 blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Orbis, okay. VeVe, Orbis's flagship. Okay, pursuant to the LOI, the company and Orbis desire to negotiate a transaction with regards to the acquisition and continued operation of VeVe by the company through the private issuance of sale company shares. For the acquisition, the entire issued share capital and undertaking of Orbis, the reverse merger transaction. Following the reverse merger transaction, co-founders and shareholders of Orbis would collectively own the majority of issued share. Yeah, so it seems like the owners of Orbis, which would be VeVe, would own the majority of the issued shares of the company, and current shareholders of the company would hold a minority stake. So depending on, because again, you're having the VeVe shareholders technically be acquired by ORKT, but then they own ORKT. So they would have to be issued new shares of whatever the new company is called. So it wouldn't be an Orange Cloud. It would be whatever the company is called. I don't think they keep the Orange Cloud name. But that seems to be what they would do based on the Yahoo Finance article of it. That seems like how they would do it. Now it could be completely different, but that seems to be how they would do it. D-Town reposting the stream. Dun, dun. Also, Crazy Dan, thank you for being a member. Dun, 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 dun. But not VeVe like collectible owners. No, like it would be VeVe like shareholders, like of Orbis, that would get shares of the new company. So Bill Gardner would be getting some of those shares. Obviously, anyone else is on the shareholder list. Now let's see what we got. Right there. A chat. Oh my god. Oh god, I didn't mean that. Okay, why would it go up? Yeah. Right. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, no problem, Crazy Dan. No problem. I forget what I was talking about beforehand. Okay, yeah. There are multiple reasons why people will want to get into VeVe. I should just. There's when Tommy says that would dump price of stock and it goes way below. No. Okay. Orange Cloud is worth $6 million. VeVe, I'm going to say, is worth a multiple of that. How many multiples up for debate? But when Orange Cloud has the so again, if Orange Cloud shares are worth $1, they're like $1.12 or something. But let's say they're worth $1, and then VeVe's share, let's say they're worth 20 million, right? They have to issue shares equal to the amount of what the new company is. Now, let's say if it's 20 million, and they want to, do $1 per share. Let's say they do like $1 per share, just to make the math easy. They have to issue 20 million shares. If they want to do $2 per share, they issue 10 million shares. So it's not that they would like they dilute the share count, because the share count now is only indicative or reflective of the company's current valuation of Orange Cloud. But once they absorb VeVe, then it becomes bigger, and they have to issue shares to, like, does that make sense? They have to issue shares to reflect the new valuation. My boss said, would it be so cool if they give out shares to collectible per size of the account? No. Well, that would be cool, but I guess that would incentivize people to listen. It would have to be a very low reward, because like, what are there, like 200 level 100? Like there's at least 200 separate accounts that are all level 100. I mean, like, what do you like? Fuck. So what do they all get? Like shares? Like how much shares do they get? I mean, what if they do it where like they have a crazy small amount of shares, and the shares are just worth like $50 each? I mean, like if each one, let's just keep it at. Let's just keep it at, yeah. Let's say it's $100. They have to give away what, $20,000 like a year? Like no, that's I wouldn't want them to do that at all. If it's, but again, that's if the shares are worth a ton, you know, and they might not. I don't know. Maybe they, you don't want your stock to be worth like, you know, $2,000. For multiple reasons. One, because this is Wall Street, and they are 100% going to look at market cap. This is not the retarded degens that have like no idea how to read a P&L or like a balance sheet. It's Wall Street where they look at everything. So it doesn't really matter what the price of the actual stock is. It matters the market cap. Another reason is that if you want, like, let's say if I'm a portfolio manager, I'm a hedgy fund manager, and I go in and I have a client that's like, hey, let's say it's a new client, it's like, you know what, I want to put in $1,000 into stocks. You know, I want to put in $1,000 a month. You know, like whatever it is. How do you put them into a stock? Like, let's say the stock, like, I remember a budget was having this discussion with Tesla, like why they did so many splits. Because a portfolio manager that wants to get one of their clients into stocks and they want to get into tech, especially into Tesla, and they had $1,000 and Tesla was like $900. Okay, get one share of Tesla, and then you have 100. Like, so if your stock price is too high, not everybody can buy in. But if your stock price is low, then everyone buys in, and then they buy multiple of it. Like, so right now, I think they has. All right. Ever done a split? Yeah, so MicroStrategy before has announced a 10-to-1 stock split, and it's for this exact reason as well. So this was back in 2024. This is a couple years ago. It's because once it gets so high, again, it gets hard for people to buy, because even though, you know, you have deca billionaires in that industry that they don't give a shit, they have clients though that do. And like, again, how do you get rich? You get rich multiple different ways, but using other people's money as well in order to grow that portfolio. And it's just the clients, you know, $700 could be a lot, you know, for one person. It's like, hey, you know, that's a lot. So maybe they don't want to do it. But generally, if it's a lower stock price, and again, the same psychology applies for some of the people, like, oh, it's $3, you know, it can go to $100. And again, some people don't look at the market cap. Obviously, the big institutions, the hedgies, everyone, you know, they do. So that's a reason why I don't want the price to be like super high. Ben Cruz says, Randy, can I ask why you didn't buy any VeVe shares from Penrose? I wanted to. I don't know if I can even say why I can't or why I didn't. But I just, unfortunately, it was not in the cards, but it is okay. Why is it okay? Because I'm about to get this bread. I'm about to get some VeVe shares. I don't know when. Whenever they go public, whenever they are available. How many am I going to get? I don't know. Whatever 2K buys me. I mean, I already have so many. I've been buying so many freaking collectibles. I've done so many of these things. Until the time did I miss the talk on new tax per buy? It's something that VeVe has to do to remain legally compliant. Figure out if this means the market buys. I think it's just store buys. This will pay tax to buy gems and then tax again for store purchases. That is contingent on where you live. If you are buying gems on the in the app, it does cost more, depending on what carrier you have, where you live, who you bank with. But if you buy on the app.vv.me, it like I put $50 into the app the other day. It cost me like $54. Because the app.vv.me, the website, it just wasn't working for me. I couldn't put any money in there. So, but on the app.vv.me, where everyone should be doing it, it's what do you call it? You go in and you just pay $50. There's no added fees. So that's going to be contingent on where you live and where you decide to put in that money. Anyway, all right, I'm going to talk for a few minutes without any comments. Give me one sec. Why wouldn't it go up? Hype posed. Okay. What was I talking about before with the people coming in for multiple different reasons. Again, collect what you love, but there is going to be a lot of money to be made here. So the money, of course, the network as well. Anytime you go into any hobby, there's going to be the kings of those hobbies. There's going to and queens. All of the kings and the queens on the throne. You know, great song. Love Ava Max. She just rocks everything. You have people that are opportunists, and sometimes high-hanging fruit becomes low-hanging fruit. Like this happens in every, whether it's church or a bowling league or a fight it. Like if you can come in and make a splash, and you can, if you can get like in real estate, in fights, it's all about location, location, location. And now just because you are close in proximity to power and influence doesn't necessarily mean that you have it, but it's not that far off, and you're halfway there if you can get that. So if you have a big whale come in and say like, hey, I want to get close to David, if they're a big whale, they might be able to just buy a logo or make a big splash in some way. If they have a huge following already, if they have a huge following, they could probably get that call or a meeting with David, no problem. If they don't, and they're just a whale and they just have a lot of money, like they could be like, hey, you know what, who's close to David that I could maybe go through to get a meeting in. And how do you do that? Pick anyone that has David's contact info and solve a problem for them. This is where bringing value meets. This is where bringing value comes in, like, and lasting relationships as well. If you consistently bring value to people and do right by people, they're like, yeah, this guy's helped me out. This guy's done something for me. One hand washes the other. So they, like, I don't know, who's let's say like Crypto Ring, or Dr. Style. They're like, hey, I understand you guys have these CEOs you bring on your channel. I'd like to talk to them. Tell them I'd be willing to buy a little bit of their token or equity in the company. Yeah, sure, no problem. Give them a commission. Cool. Hey, I'd also like to talk to David Yu. Would that be possible? What are your intentions, good sir or madam? And but again, bring in enough value, and then you can get as close to that power and influence if you want. So that's another reason, because again, Dave's about to be CEO of a NASDAQ listed company if it goes through. The other reason is because if you don't have a network and you want one, and you're a YouTuber, like, this is how you do it. Part of the reason I got partnered on YouTube in the first place was from Earth2. Like, I would have done it anyway with Pokemon. I had a good couple hundred followers there that were just like, hey, they would just watch my Pokemon videos, and they liked my analysis on the sales data. And there were some people that watched it for Tesla and for the like political content or whatever, but like the veteran React stuff that I used to do, that was fun. But it was really Earth2 that kind of got me there, and then obviously covering VeVe, in that hype. This is how you get an audience, and not necessarily an audience. Like, network and audience can be two different things. An audience is also a network, but a network isn't necessarily an audience. It's like the square and rectangle thing. Why would you want that? So when you're first starting out in anything, whether it's a company, whether it's a hobby, whatever, you have to do an investment. You have to do the research. You have to go in and say, like, okay, I need to be hyper vigilant and work most if not all of my waking hours to get good at this. One, you have to be good at synthesizing info, but you also have to, you have to get that info. You have to hunt for it. Like, Cougar's got to hunt a bit. That could be used for both a older woman and an actual cougar. Sometimes you got to hunt a little, but as you gain influence, as you get an audience, I rarely hunt for any information anymore. Why? Because I don't need to. I don't need to like scour Twitter. Like just before, I was on a rant. I didn't need to scour Twitter. I didn't need to look at my phone. Someone was like, "Hey, new VeVe tweet." Cool, thanks. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Before, I was doing something, get a text. Hey, there's a 3-digit partner statue on the floor, like below the floor. Cool, got it. When I'm at, so I've shown y'all my like schedule, right? Like this, like let's go freaking Hillary Duff on your ass. Let's go. All right, May of 2024. Let's go back to the beginning. November 2024. December. Okay, we're going to all of 2025. Do y'all see any days off here? Do y'all see what's been going on? December 2025, January, February now. I'm in meetings all the time. When I'm at a lot of these events, I don't have to set meetings. Meetings form around me, where like it's like a constant inflow of information. And what a lot of other YouTubers are going to see is they're like, okay, I can come in, get this audience, get this network, and they're going to do all of the legwork for me. And that frees up a lot of time. And that can be done in so many different ways for so many different things. This is a very big opportunity for a lot of people that are either just starting out or a lot of people that already have like growing or even bigger audiences. They're like, there's a lot of money here, there's a lot of influence here, and you can set yourself up. Like I've never been on VeVe's payroll, never been I mean, I got a gold logo once, like I mean, at San Diego 2022. But aside from that, there's been no any type of financial compensation, like even for like DEVVE, where DEVVE is just like the you get a referral code and you put stuff in there. Like, and again, I have VeVe's affiliate link, their referral code as well for it, but I don't think I've even taken a paycheck. I don't even think I've taken a draw from there. I don't know how much is in there. Probably not a ton. But a lot of the wealth I've amassed over the last couple of years is because of VeVe. It's not because of the collectibles or the OMI token necessarily. I mean, it is in a roundabout way, but it's because I was able to build an audience. If anyone's ever seen House of Cards, and Kevin Spacey is talking about this guy, President Garrett Walker, just got elected. He's like, any man that can get 80 million votes, like he said, like after 30 years in Congress, I could smell which way the wind is blowing. And he goes on and he talks about how he saw Walker come onto the scene. He made himself important early and then basically rode the coattails to the top. I knew what VeVe was as soon as I saw it. And I was like, okay, this is Earth 2 on steroids. And and again, why did I, like I said, like an hour and a half ago or an hour and ago, whatever, why did I make more money than my counterparts at the high risk lending job, even though some of them were better than me at sales? And some of them on paper were smarter. They had the fancy degrees, whatever. They were in the business longer. It's because I outworked them. And I knew that if I came in, I would outwork absolutely everyone else, and I did. Nobody else put out more content. Nobody else stayed with it as long as I did. Crypto Rain stayed with it, but he's busy with a lot of other stuff. I crank out more content than anyone. And I made myself important early, got the YouTube channel to blow up because of VeVe. And because of that, I was able to get a lot of other CEOs on, many of which were, their companies aren't around anymore. But again, like investing is like being in the batter's box in baseball. You could be like a really good hitter. Let's say you hit let's say you hit a home run, if it's low, little inside, still on the plate, still a strike. If you wait for your pitch, you could hit a home run 30% of the time, 40% of the time, however long percent of the time, but you have to wait for that pitch. But if you have 2 strikes on you, and you only hit, high and away ball, like 10% of the time, but it's coming in high and it's going to be right on that corner, you have to swing, like you have to. So, you could be the best hitter in the world, and if you get that pitch, let's say you hit a home run, let's say even 90% of the time, when you get that pitch in the right way, you might not get it. You have to swing at certain ones. Investing, you don't. You can wait for the best pitches or investments, and then you could go in and you could say, like, I'm going to pass on all these. You could take what would have been strikes in baseball, 1,000 of them, but you swing and wait for the ones. Like, so for me, VeVe and OMI, obviously, DEVVE, FIAS, Definity, my brand daCat. These are the ones that I've gone super heavy in. FIAS, I haven't gone super heavy in the token yet. Hopefully I will soon. But everything else, heavy. Definity especially DMA Link and Bloomsbury, super heavy. And again, I wouldn't have had that opportunity to go through all, and just not everyone you invest in. Some people you keep for like I've had relationships spawn from this, like, and I have VeVe to thank for that. So I think other people, and they don't need to know who I am. They don't need to see. They don't need to do whatever. All they need to do is recognize the opportunity that if you can become a big player or an influential person in VeVe, that alone is enough to make you a multimillionaire. Even and again, obviously, it's one thing to talk about it, but if you're talking all this talk about VeVe and you have like no collectibles, no one's really going to take you seriously. If you're talking about OMI all the time and you have like no OMI, is it really that good of an investment if you're not putting your money where your mouth is? Now me, I have like 300 million OMI, so I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. But as those people come in, they're going to put their money where their mouth is, because that's the way to do it. So again, and they'll bring their audiences with them. They'll bring their audiences, they'll bring their money, they'll bring their network, their influence, and that will happen, I believe, this year. Maybe it takes a little bit longer for the bull run to start. Maybe VeVe's waiting for a lot of the bull run stuff to happen before they start doing certain announcements, doing other things, maybe VeVeverse stuff. I don't know, but again, that's why VeVe's going to go crazy, and that's why as soon as I got that text of, hey, let's there's a 3-digit partner statue on the floor, I got it. Again, I don't know if we've bottomed. We might not. I would bet that we have. Just in probabilities, I would bet that we have bottomed. I think there was a time you get a partner statue for like $650. When the price of OMI like wicked down a certain point, you could have got that. In recent history, it's been like $850. So VeVe can, its long-standing users, rich, all private company, can its long, like only 1,000 real users worldwide, they deserve to be heavily rewarded by VeVe before VeVe goes big. First, I'm going to try to understand where you're coming from, saying like, hey, VeVe wouldn't have been a success without these 1,000 users. Well, VeVe was kind of a success because of, well, for many things. One, you have to give credit to the team. David and Dan, just workhorses, had this crazy idea, great timing, been super successful with stuff in the past. And then, yeah, all of the YouTubers, myself included, helped to make VeVe what it was. And the masses just came rushing in. And that's the reason they've made $400 million in those, years. And now it's a bit less, but that was like, so to push back on that, that was the reason that VeVe became so, because of that time. Nowadays, yes, we have 1,000 users left, and we're the ones that have helped keep VeVe afloat. They can still again, last for however long. Like, I don't know how much money they have. That will hopefully be public soon if they get listed on NASDAQ. But yeah, we've definitely helped with keeping revenues going in. I certainly spend a lot of money on there. And yeah, I think VeVe has recognized that. I think that, I mean, what are the parties for? Parties are for us. The product is for us. Like, they're just making a product that we like, and it's good. Like, it is. NFTs, it is the best product out there. Listen, I know we talk about the IP all the time, where it's like, listen, VeVe wins because they have the better IP. And yeah, that's a major component. But it's also a superior product. They stopped calling their stuff NFTs years ago because NFTs just meant like a shitty JPEG. VeVes are high-end 3D digital collectibles, and that is a far superior product than anything else. Nothing comes close. So they like stuff or they make stuff that we like, that we continue to buy. So again, I understand that. Yeah, VeVe should probably recognize, hey, thanks guys, and I believe they have. But to flip that, I'm going to come from it saying that, and again, it's hard for me to be, because I'm a little biased, because again, like, a lot of the opportunities and wealth have accumulated the last few years was because of VeVe. Even though it wasn't from the collectibles really, or from the OMI token. Actually, I've lost a lot of money on those. But I'm still buying because I love this stuff. The collectibles are great. The token, I believe, goes absolutely crazy in the future. At what point, I don't know. But again, I recognize that I'm in that position where, again, a lot of the good opportunities that have happened these last few years is because of VeVe for me. But a lot of other people, like, friendships matter. Like I've met some amazing, again, VeVe YouTube, but again, because of VeVe, because I covered it, like, this has helped spawn relationships for me. This has helped, like, not a week goes by where I don't get nudes from girls. That has really nothing to do with the VeVe fam. It's just because I covered VeVe and kind of like, well, and now I put on X, I put on Facebook, I put on Instagram. Well, the Instagram, some of it's thirst traps, but it's just like YouTuber. And then just when people ask what I do, it's really hard to say, like, well, I sometimes, connect whales with people that want to buy tokens, and I, consult for comic writers, and I, like, it's just, I'm a YouTuber. That's just simple. What's your YouTube? Oh, The Real Randy Chavez. For whatever reason, because one of my most popular videos, it's how a Comey made me a millionaire. So, like, as I tell them I'm a YouTuber and they look at my videos, that's literally one of the first things that they see, and they're like, and then, so, yeah, probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah, that's but anyway, I believe that VeVe and the friendships we built along the way, that for me, that is plenty reward. But again, for me, I also have the other added benefits of just capitalizing on the hype with YouTube and investing and getting other people on, building that network. Not being on the tax lane, me that, yeah, it's not VeVe's fault, but understand why they would. Help with the reverse merger and be more prepared for bigger things. Agreed 100%. Meow. Yay! Happy birthday, Tammy! Yay! We love Tammy! Yay! Currently recommending. Okay. It's been like an hour 45. We haven't gotten to the news yet. I really wish I would have brought that iced tea down, but I didn't. I've mentioned that iced tea multiple times now. I do want to go over the news, but I also kind of want to buy stuff. Like, don't you guys want to buy stuff with me? Comment down below what you think I should do. Don't care. Okay. See, I hit the stacker button, the home button, but it's not. Okay, there we go. There we go. So yep, the Comey logo is at 14 hundo. It's not bad. What is the price of the OMI? 12.79. We should do the rest of the tokens first. Let's see DEVVE. Oh, DEVVE's down 16% on the day, $4.6 million market cap. They were up to 5.7 a few hours ago, and then they just oh damn, yesterday. Okay, so yes, they're at the 6 whatever, and then it went down, and then it. Okay, so that's a more accurate representation. $67,000 in volume, and yeah, God, I need more DEVVE. I will get more DEVVE soon. I don't know when. Hopefully the next month or so. DEFINITY, $1.7 million market cap, up. It's not really. It's up like 0.2% to 1.1 cents. Yeah, really no volume on it. At $143. Tomorrow we get a little bit of the. I get to see what they made during the. Maybe Saturday. I get that. It's about to be Pokemon Day soon. My back is destroyed. Let's see what FIAS is at. FIAS is actually up 1% on the day. $2 million market cap. 1.6 cents almost. Well, they were up a little. They had a little spike and then right back down. Let me look at daCat. Damn, no volume today. Oh no, there was $10 in volume. That was actually a day 4 days ago. One day 4 hours ago. No volume in daCat today. We will change that. I feel like as the comment comes, I mean, at some point, the daCat reserve is going to be worth, and again, the reserve, like what's in crypto, is going to be worth just that alone. So daCat already has a reserve, like a treasury. It's filled with daCat mostly, but we have some OMI tokens on there, and we have some DEVVE tokens. We want to get DEFINITY also. As daCat makes money, that's what we'll buy. We'll buy what's down. It's not just daCat token. Like we'll get daCat tokens anyway, but we'll also, because again that goes to the treasury. But at some point that treasury, we're going to cash that out, and we're going to. I'm going to put into high risk lending, get the 15% per year on it, and then which is nothing, right? Like it's like $1,200 a month, $1,250, but that's going to go into constant buys of what's down. A lot of it would be daCat. So we're going to do that. I don't know if we do it all at once. Each month we do it a little, a couple hundred every, few days or week or so. I mean, again, because there's so much liquidity in there, a couple 100,000, there's really no. Owie. But because of that, it's really not going to affect the price that much. But you'd rather buys than sells, of course. And then let's take a look at the rest of what the OMI token hath done. Well, let's see Bitcoin first. 67K. Yeah, I know, 6.7. Down 1.15%. Ethereum still over 2K. It was below it before though. Down about 1.2% as well. But let's take a look at the OMI. Down about 1%. 1 million in volume. Probably means like not a lot in volume. Probably actually means like 7. Let's see. Where is this volume coming from? 3, 5, 7. Okay, 28 from Bing X. I don't know how much of that is real. And then Deepcoin, 22. So let's say at least 60%. Let's say 600K in volume. Still not bad. At some point, I think that'll go crazy. You can mine 1 Bitcoin in Iran for $1,300. So, because I guess the price of electricity is so cheap. I don't know if electricity is actually stable in that country. I don't know if the grid can handle it. Anyway, Ash Crypto Real posts a lot of clickbait stuff. Okay, let's go back to Stacker and see. Partner statue 9100. All right. Let's go to my vault here. And let's see what type of comics. So we want to buy comics, right? I want to buy comics. I clicked on the vault, but it is not vaulting. It is not. Oh, it's Iron Man. Iron Man's consistently, I think, like a lot of people's like favorites that they have. It doesn't trade a lot though. There's not a lot of again, what trades you can see. The Comey logo today. AF-15s go, partners go, Todd's go. Todd's like the most liquid there. Todd's get a lot of stuff. All right, comic covers. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Vengeance 1, first appearance of America Chavez. That's a lot. It's like $9. I would not, for a common B tier comic, not worth it. Now be about it, I have 220 of those, but for like $1.50, I'd be like, okay. Same with Strange Tales. Oh no, Strange Tales 110 is an A tier comic. And I have no, I have like a bit of those. I have like 200. I'm actually one of the top holders of number 2. But it's $4 now. Now I was getting these for like $1.50 to $2.50. You know, so let's say $2 each, give or take. You know, now so to buy it at $4 now, probably a little hard because it's $4.44. Not sure if I want to do that. Because I just don't want to ruin the DCA there. All new now Marvel .1 first appearance. First appearance of America Chavez, not worth it at $12. Again, that's like same thing, like $1.50. It's a B tier comic. Young Avengers #1. This is first appearance of Kate Bishop, Hulkling, and Wiccan. 3 first appearances. Kate Bishop is the breakout one there. $1.50 right now. B tier comic. I have 48 of those already, so you know maybe I get a little more. At some point, the B tier comics you won't be able to get them for $1.50. But as of like a few weeks ago, I was getting first appearance Hawkeye, good B tier comic for like 84 cents. Now it's $1.52. You know, like Hawkeye's already an established like guy, right? Like he's the like. I made a comparison the other day. Like he's just best Avenger in my opinion, right? Like again, not to go in and requote what I said the other day about him being like a football field. Like, yeah, they've never lost with him. Without him, they fall apart. With him, he's just the. I love him. And granted, I loved Legolas when I was a kid. Maybe I just love archers. In the game Castle Crashers, I liked being the guy with the you know. Yeah, in Lord of the Rings games, I always plays Legolas, but he's literally like, in my opinion, one of the best Avengers. Captain America is always my guy, but yeah, Hawkeye, love him. He's great. Vengeance #1, uncommon. I have 24 of. It's $1.91. So then you get into MCP points as well. You get a quarter point for every common comic you get. You can stack as many of those as you want. The points don't degrade. Same thing with uncommon. But uncommon, you get a half a point. So if you're just going from an MCP standpoint, might as well get the uncommons, even if it's 50% more expensive, because you get double the amount of MCP points. But again, like you could buy some comics that there are some uncommon comics that you could get for like $1. And if it's an uncommon comic for $1, you're probably buying a comic that nobody wants. Because there's a couple, there's some common comics right now. Again, you get half a point for Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America. I have a bunch of those, and I know I'm never going to say why, because they're 44 and 48 cents. You know, nobody on God's green earth is going to want those. But it's like, okay, you could buy 2.5 of those, 3 of those, or you could buy Strange Tales. This is 111. This is a B tier comic. But you could buy a B tier comic. Like 3 D tier comics or 1 B tier comic? I'll take the B tier if I want to resell. So I have 18 of the Strange Tales 111s with those guys right there, 18 of them. You know, they're $1.20. Again, for a B tier comic, not bad. But I've also bought, like, this is Tales of Suspense 52, first appearance of Black Widow. You know, now she's $2 hairs. So I don't know if I want to get them at $2 hairs because I got a bunch of, I got a few at like 80 something cents. Some people were taking crazy pills. Some people were selling, like, I got an ultra rare Tales of Suspense first appearance Groot. I got for like $4. I was like, y'all are taking crazy pills up in there. Let's see what else we got here. Strange Tales 110 uncommon. They're $6 now. I bought 15 of them. Sentry. Now there are some times where I'll buy like a C or D tier, like Sentry for Sentry #1, first appearance Sentry. I have 13 of them, and they're $4.45, and it's probably not a bad time to buy it even now again. And it's like, well, if it's not even a B tier comic, why are you paying like double the price of a B tier? And it's like because a lot of those B tier comics have 30,000 editions, where 21,000 are the common editions. That you're not really going to sell those unless we get more people in, which again I'm sure we will. But Sentry #1 has like very few editions, so I got those. Inhumans #5, first appearance Elena Belova, is $29. Not worth it. Not worth it. Maybe a tenth the price. Worth it. You know, $2.90 worth it. But I bought a bunch of those. What else are we looking at? Still looking here. Nova, Strange Tales 110, Rare. I got a few of those. Because when you get up to the, I have 6 of those, $15. But it's like at that point you get a Strange Tales Rare, you know, for 15. First appearance of Doctor Strange, or you can probably get like an Avengers #1 for around the same price. You get a common, but still, you know, good stuff. When OMI, bruh. First I gotta fix my freaking back. OMI is, I don't know. Oh, I should also go over the rumors that I heard before. Now there's 200 people here. I don't know. I mean, I think that in the next few months, and I don't know, we might have bottomed. You have Jane Street getting sued. We went up a lot yesterday. We're obviously down a lot, you know, today, but we're still up than we were 2 days ago because we and then consolidate and then. But you know, we'll see where we go. There could still be a big downturn in March. Bitcoin could go back down to 50K. You know, and if that happens, alts just get crushed. Anything can, because especially now we're preparing for war with, you know, Mexico's on fire and preparing for war with Iran, and there's just, you know, there's a lot of things that could go potentially bad. But after the next few months, Clarity Act passes, Jerome Powell gets out of office, Trump's going to want to turn on the money printers. Like, I can see a path in which altcoins can go up a very large amount by the end of the year. Do they actually? I think so. You know, we'll see. I mean, MicroStrategy right now. So MicroStrategy is the most shorted stock on Wall Street. I think 14% of the entire 40-something billion-dollar company is shorted. 14% of the float shorted. Now, it's not as bad as GameStop, where there was more shorted shares than there were actual shares, so it was easy to squeeze. This is only 14%. But, you know, If it gets to 25%, maybe I go in. Maybe I talk to a bunch of whales. Now, all of my network couldn't. We're not going to squeeze it. But if enough people come together, could squeeze the fudge out of those shorts, if you'd like. Again, my network couldn't do it. Everyone in my network, if they put all of their wealth on it, what's the trading volume of that? Like, there's no, even if I wanted them to, like, there's no way they would. But what's the MSTR? Intraday trading's got to be like hundreds of millions, if not. There's only 18 million today for MicroStrategy, the $44 billion company. Okay, fuck, maybe you could squeeze it. It's been as low as 104 in the 52-week range, been as high as 457. It's 133 now. So the best time to get in, probably a few weeks ago when it was like 109. And anyway, I think at some point those shorts get squeezed, and you got to run it up. You run it up, and they're forced to buy. They're forced to buy back those shares, and that creates a lot of buying pressure. Let's see what we got here. When that happens, you get the squeezes. You get people. I think you see a real return to some awesome stuff for Bitcoin and ETH at some point, I think this year. In which case, I see you have the starts of an alt season. We hope. Really, only 5 cents is still possible. Anything's possible, right? Of course, I think it's possible. Is it likely? Maybe not this year. I would say in a blow-off top, I'm sure it could wick up there. Again, it's possible to wick up there. But I mean, a 200 something X, 300X, 400X, you know, like whatever we are, like that's hard to do. We'll see. Also, what do you think of the Akomi? Well, I mean, same thing, right? Like Akomi, OMI, yeah. Oh, of a new Akomi coin? The new thing we have tomorrow. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm gonna mint one. It's gonna be dope. Can't wait. Yes, I'd love and miss all of you too. Account shares during Jesus. I really hope nobody's paying attention to Adam Weitzman's stuff because he has been hacked. Oh, that's rough. He's probably going to have some PTSD from this. I don't know if we'll be able to get him on the podcast. Get him to click a link. He'll be like, nope, can't click links anymore. It's like, that's fair. I don't know if this is good. Sports card investor says, wild one-of-one Charizard Evan Longoria Bat Knob card appeared. First ever MLB Pokemon crossover card has surfaced. It'll be on display for Pokemon Day for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. I didn't know they did that. That is pretty cool. Associated with Charizard like that. It's pretty dope. Magic Eden is closing its NFT marketplace for all EVM chains and Bitcoin. I repeat, Magic Eden is closing its NFT marketplace for all EVM chains and Bitcoin. 814,000 followers That is rough. That is. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects. VeVe is king. VeVe is going to outlast everyone. Damn. That is rough times. So this post does come from Blockspace Media. Now, I mean, it was announced by this guy named AlloDev, 43,000 followers. Let's see what we got here. Magic Eden is sunsetting its Bitcoin and Ethereum virtual machine, or EVM marketplaces, as well as discontinuing support for its multi-chain wallet. Sources close to the matter told Blockspace. Sources say that Magic Eden is expected to make an announcement of the wind down as early as Friday, followed by the shutdown of its Bitcoin and EVM marketplaces in the first week of March. Soon thereafter, the sources said Magic Eden plans to discontinue its cross-chain wallet, with the wallet entering export-only mode in mid-March before full discontinuation in early April. Sources clarified that Magic Eden will still support Solana NFT assets. The move marks a dramatic pivot for the platform, which built a reputation as the dominant marketplace for Bitcoin ordinals, a Bitcoin-specific NFT standard, and was at one point the largest NFT platform by trading volume. Magic Eden launched its ordinals marketplace in March 2023, and within a week had captured over half of ordinals trading volume. At its peak, the platform commanded roughly 80% of all Bitcoin ordinals and runes trading volume, and Bitcoin native assets accounted for 70% of its total marketplace activity. Magic Eden's rise. Founded in 2021 as a Solana-focused NFT marketplace, Magic Eden quickly dominated that ecosystem, capturing over 90% of the Solana NFT volume within months. The company raised $157 million in venture funding, including $130 million Series B in June of 2022. Jesus! That valued it at $1.6 billion. Early investors in Magic Eden included Paradigm, Sequoia Capital, Greylock, Electric Capital, and Lightspeed Venture Partners. These mother flappers raised $157 million in venture funding, including $130 million Series B in June of 22, valuing it at $1.6 billion. And it is shutting its doors. This is the magic sauce that VeVe had. To not spend, to scrimp and save for the beast of a bear market that we've had. When the Ordinals protocol for Bitcoin NFTs launched in early 2023, Magic Eden became a clear early winner of the ecosystem, overtaking early leaders in the market. By mid-2024, Magic Eden had surpassed Blur and OpenSea to become the top NFT marketplace globally by monthly trading volume, recording $734 million in March 2024 alone. Magic Eden launched its multi-chain wallet in January 2024, supporting Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polygon. The Android app has been downloaded over 100,000 times. Magic Eden's new direction: it is publicly pivoting away from its NFT marketplace toward what CEO Jack Lew has called crypto entertainment, like prediction markets. Shutdown of Bitcoin and EVM support, combined with the wallet sunsetting, suggests Magic Eden is consolidating around Solana, its origin chain, while betting its future on token trading and entertainment products rather than NFTs. Blockspace has reached out to Magic Eden for comment, and we'll update the story within a response. Okay, so the actual company's still around, or going to be around. They're just closing its NFT marketplace. Damn. That is wild. Many, 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 many men. Meow, 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 meow. VeVe says, how much OMI I need to make mill for a figure without assuming different prices, what we think the quantity. Dude, how long do you want to wait? I mean, does OMI go to $1 in 2040? You know, 20, like the massive, like, you know, it could be $1 million if you want to wait X amount of years. If you had $1 billion, $1 billion, you can get it pretty quick, I think. You know, 100 million at a penny, billion at a tenth of a penny. So, you know, you know, do the math. I think we definitely get to a penny and then blow off top. But might have to wait. Might have to wait for that blow off top. We don't know. Damn. Rip in postua. And another one go, and another one go, and another one bites the dust. Oh, sorry, doing something here. Let us do. All right, let's do some news because we have the news to do, and then we'll do. All right, I did Tuesday, right? Did I do Tuesday? It was me before deployment in 2016. God, it's 10 years ago. Oh, I feel so old. Okay. On Tuesday, 400,000 Bitcoin bought between 60 and 70K during Bitcoin's latest downturn. Read the meet tonight. It's good. It's good. Sailor's strategy position was down $9 billion as of the 24th. UAE's second largest bank, Emirates NBD, says Bitcoin is digital gold. Agreed. Hong Kong stablecoin payments firm Re.Pay is said to consider a $1 billion US IPO. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta is planning stablecoin comeback in the second half of this year. White House confirmed President Trump will not pardon. Good. Restore Britain is already at 7%. It will win. It must win to save Britain. Quote from Elon Musk. VeVe Meister talking about Craig, the guy I talked to yesterday, saying, I see more posts like this. I don't care to predict the future. It's very obvious that most 10K monkey PFP NFTs will not survive this new crypto winter. Strength of IP. There is not even one of my mainstream friends who would recognize any of these IPs. And there's stuff that we would know, like VeFriends, Claynosaurs, Chimpers, but, you know, mainstream friends would not. VeVe Las Vegas has my first ever partner statue in my VeVe official collection. Is now thanks to Sleeping Comics. He burned 200,000 OMI on his recent purchase. Partner statue number 957. What one? No, I think I got 697 on mine. Also, let me finish the rest of these comics here. Edge of Spider-Verse uncommon. I got 5 of those. I also got 5 secret rare Marvel, all new Marvel .1s. First appearance Kamala Khan. Freaking love her. Marvels, all new. Sorry, I'm just getting trying to look at some other ones here. Man, I really freaking got I did buy a bunch of comics here recently. I did not mean to do this. This was not my intention. Young Avengers, cool. Okay, I don't need to look at that anymore. CIA secretly warned Apple, Nvidia, and AMD in 2023 that China could invade Taiwan by 2027, New York Times reports. Tom Lee's Bitmine immersion was down 8.4 million on the 24th. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says he's starting to see parallels to the era before 2008 financial crisis. RIP. U.S. Treasury just bought back $2 billion of its own debt on the 24th. Stripe considers acquiring PayPal. Damn. Bitcoin for corporations, day one, strategy world in 2026. Michael Saylor is trying to get that bread. Crypto.com receives a conditional approval to operate as a national U.S. crypto bank. A guy named Rob McFly says, I got $1,200 to spend on VeVe. What should I buy? 1 partner statue or 4 Todds. I voted for the Todds, but everyone else voted for partner statue. VeVe doing a couple more ads on Facebook here. Collect and read limited edition Marvel Blind Box digital comics with exclusive blah, 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 blah. HOTDOG. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin sold 4,325 Ethereum worth $8 million between the 22nd and 24th. Bro, Rising Star. Rising Star says, at this event, I will have a booth and I will be doing Street Fighter tournament on the PSP, and the champion gets $100 cash. And there might be a few tournaments on top of that. All new users will have the opportunity to win a VeVe digital collectible if they're there. Freaking love that dude. Freaking love that dude. Leading AI models show up to 96% blackmail rate when their goals or existence is threatened. Fudge. That was great. It's also great. Jesus. Unreal Engine 5 made a wicked cool Mario game. Well, somebody on Unreal Engine 5 made a wicked cool Mario game. Obviously, it's not licensed by Nintendo, so they're probably going to shut it down at some point. Germany told its citizens on the 24th, just told its citizens in Israel to prepare for a possible U.S. strike on Iran. Foreign Office warned that if Iran hits back and closes the airspace, Germans should stock up and be ready to stay inside their homes for some time. On the State of the Union, Trump mentioned that we have received more than 80 million barrels of oil from Venezuela. Wild. Trump says we will always allow people to come in legally, people that love our country, and will work hard to maintain our country. Pro-legal immigration, anti-chaos. That is the distinction. 2023, Comics and Crypto picked up The Last Ronin #1 CGC 10's perfect copy for $950. A CGC sold last month for $4,500. There are only 32 blue label copies in existence. They've been bullish on the book, and it's exciting to see the market agree. Good for them. Nancy Mace reports that $6.25 billion is committed to Trump accounts for 25 million American children. Kickstart your child's American dream. Go to trumpaccounts.gov. BlackRock ETF has bought $78.5 million in Bitcoin as of the 24th at night. After days of selling, BlackRock did flip back to buying on that day. Institutions seem to have stepped back in. What did they do the last couple of days? I don't know. It's Tuesday. Today Thursday? Today is Thursday. I've been live for over 2 hours. Again, I'm supposed to have Anthony Francisco on. Just Pokemon Day tomorrow. I will be live in the morning for the OMI drop in about 13 hours. Because we're going to have a little bit to go over. And then I will have my iced tea because I want it. Didn't get to have my iced tea. And I can't drink it now. It's too much sugar. There. Ooh. Okay. So let's just try to go over some more comics here before we close up shop for the day. I'm not seeing. You know what I'm gonna do? I need to do that. Fantastic Four, Daredevil #1. That's $6. Here's an A-tier comic. It's kind of worth it. No secret rares. Yeah, there's not really a bunch of other stuff that I have so many comics that are two secret rare Strange Tales 110s. Yeah, I have so much other stuff here. Edge of Spider-Verse I really like because his first appearance is Gwen, Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen. Really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the front page of Stacker and I'm going to see what we have. Comey logo at 13 hundo. Amazing Spider-Man at 7,400. AF15. Partner statue at 11 hundo. A lot of liquidity here. Todd at 330. Every time it goes under 300, you should get one. I should have got one at 297. I didn't. Messed up. Should have got it. Secret Rare Spider-Man at 3,100. VeVe logo, $3,900. It's dipped under 4K. Michelangelo. There was also a guy. It was Draco. Draco bought the number 33 Michelangelo for $3,100. Good for him. Oh God, hiccups. I got another. Okay, yeah, I got to bounce, guys. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Rhythm. I'll see y'all in about 12.5-ish hours to go for the OMI drop. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Never mind, I'll find someone.